Is that really good for you? We have been through some crazy shit tonight. Let's really put things in perspective.
Hey, I'm Adam.
I'm Bryan.
Back with another episode of Buds and Suds, and like all good nights, this one too must come to an end. But
it comes to a good end.
Comes to a great end. Another one, courtesy of Drew from Aslin. This one is called Mind the Hop. It's a 9.4% double IPA, hopped with Citra. This has 148 IBUs, so
it's maxed out.
So should enjoy this. Love Citra.
Mm-hmm.
Love Aslin IPAs. Should be a good combo.
Big fan.
Yeah, so let's get into it. Another just hazy train there. Just that nice kind of orangish color.
Yeah,
creamy white head. Alcohol legs there. Let's get the nose. Citra.
Yeah, that's all Citra. Just that tart fruit.
Yeah, really.
A little bit of sweetness.
Yeah. Kind of this orange lemon tart fruit there.
Yeah, I don't get much malt or anything.
No.
Just Citra. That's gonna be awesome.
Smells wonderful though. But if we're not spending a lot of time on it, but you know, Citra, obviously. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Drew. Whew.
That's a bitter one.
It is.
But it
hits you right up there.
Good.
It's really good.
It's
the first thing I tasted though, right on the front of the tongue. I get hit with the bitterness.
Yeah,
first thing I thought of.
Me too. But it's not. Some bitterness is over the top and astringent, or a little off flavor. This isn't. Yeah. And then you kind of these tart fruit. It's kind of like this combination of like orange and lemon combined. It's kind of a sweet orange, but then you get this tartness. That's why I kind of say I feel like there's like an orange lemon flavor there. Mm-hmm. I would definitely agree. Tart fruits, but bitterness is the first and second things I got on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, starting to mellow a little bit. I agree. First two sips, it's just big. Starting to get used to that now.
Yeah, once you get used to it, you get more of the Citra. It's actually more of a mellow Citra to me. I mean, a lot of times the tart fruits are nothing but lemon and grapefruit and orange. Yeah. But this to me is, I'd almost say it was a combo of Mosaic and Citra.
Yeah,
it's kind of a mild Citra.
Yeah.
A little softer. But it's good, really good.
Another great mouthfeel, not quite as smoothie like as the last one we had.
Yeah, I would agree.
It tastes a little thinner than that, even though it's got a higher ABV. Just that big. It's like I said, this is a 9.4, so it's a sipper, but got that big bitterness there that kind of shines through sip after sip.
Yeah, the last one was missing that big bitterness. It didn't give the IBUs. Yeah. This one did, but. I wouldn't have thought it was 140, so I would have thought maybe in the upper 90s at the most. But I mean, it's a pretty big bitterness. Yeah. So maybe 100. I don't know if I would have thought it was maxed out, but
taking a small sip, it's not quite as. I noticed that bitterness a little less. It's not quite as noticeable. It's really good. Just a nice fruity, citrusy beer.
Yeah.
Big bitterness. I guess if you're advertising 148, because what you read, your humans are not supposed to be able to differentiate after 100, right?
Well, so because of how I'm blanking on the appropriate science. So, but because of the saturation of the alpha acids, you can't get above the low hundreds. I mean, you just can't. Yeah. It's super saturated, and you just can't get more into it. And because of that, you can't get 1,000 IBUs like some people claim. Even 148.
Well, that's what kind of
it's calculated. I guarantee it's not tested.
But that was kind of my point, though. Most people, if it's big bitter, they'll say 100, and they'll stop there.
Right.
This one, I feel like they put that 148 to let you know, hey, you're going to get a bitter beer. Yeah. I think they're kind of like advertising it. And this is definitely got that big bitterness, but it's a great Citra flavor. As you get used to it, like you said, it kind of mellows out, not quite as sharp as you would expect. But this is really solid.
And it blends well too. I mean, sometimes the bitterness is overpowering, and sometimes the Citra is just so sharp and tart. And depending on the water profile, I mean, sometimes it just is so raspy on your tongue, it's almost unpleasant. But this is none of that. A solid 4 or 5 for me. I mean, I debated going higher, but I dig it a lot. I'm going to go 4 or 5.
The two double IPAs we had from Aslin tonight were the Mind the Hop, as well as the Stellar Parallax. I prefer this a little less. but it's still great, and so I'm still giving it a 4.5. I'm giving it the same score. I really enjoy it. I recommend you get this, but if I had to give an edge, I would give it to the Stellar Parallax, just personal preference from that kind of soft, smooth, pillowy goodness that I enjoyed so much. But this is definitely good. This is wonderful. I mean, you guys have got to try these IPAs.
Yeah.
We talked about it on the show forever. Now we finally got to try some. Thank you so much, Drew. And this Aslin has not disappointed at all.
No, not at all.
No,
And I mean, we have talked so much about the answer, and I mean, we've just really
Triple Cross.
We've just really talked them up, and I mean, we've talked about how we wanted to try this, but I mean, this is just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
I mean,
hold its own with the New England stuff.
their New England style is probably, I think, better than the others.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Richmond, Virginia.
This is wonderful.
So
this is closer to
Get some of
DC, a little outside of Richmond, but same region. Yeah.
right, same area.
Yeah. I think, what does it say? Herndon, Virginia, which I think is just outside the Beltway.
I don't think it's
Hopefully we
that
get there sometime.
I'd love to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So thanks again, Drew. Surprise
thanks, Drew.
Porch
This is
Bomb.
great.
Really appreciate this. These are wonderful. Another great night at Aslin Beers. Anything else? As always, guys, if you can't have the beer you love the beer you have. Thanks.